Well, Merry Early Christmas. YouTubers, friends, followers, family. This is going to be like the third time I've tried to cut this video, so I'm going to try and make this as short as I can. I hate the lighting in my house. It stinks. It's terrible lighting. It was cold outside today, and I'm still trying to get over this cold. Now, what we have here is a Christmas giveaway that I'm going to do. The only requirement I have ever asked for on any giveaway is you have to be a subscriber before this video. So, I owe like 6 people a box. The problem is I have never ever sent out a box. I mean, there's been 1 or 2, but that was an exception of something else, without there being one of my necklaces that I make in it. Now, this point here was actually made by a fellow tuber, Music Man Hot Rod. I have no idea what's up with my macro. And I do all the wire wrapping. I like the gunmetal color because I think the gold and silver just kind of takes away from it a little bit, and everybody uses the gunmetal color. But these aren't just regular, like just any old strap. It's always braided synthetic sinew, which takes quite a bit. I used to be able to do them a lot more, but my hands have gotten badly arthritic over the years. These beads on here, these yellow ones, are actually a historical trade bead. So they're around 200 years old or plus. These beads here are actually some that I made from deer antler. And I usually just put the trade beads on, but I figured this one I'd do a little something. Then I use these hoop and toggle type clasps. Now the end of this, I didn't have time to finish it up for the video, but all I have to do is I use Gorilla Glue on these until it dries and cures good, and then I burn them down. And so that I'll just do in the next day or so. But what we do have here for points is this Etley right here. That's from the dirty hole. It's just missing a little bit of tip. I guess I should do all dirty hole stuff first. Here's a little Etley missing an ear. Some banded material. Here's a preform from the property. It's just as it is. I mean, they weren't finished with it, right? Nothing broke off of it. And it's not really a bad failed preform, so good chance that they were still going to make a small Etley out of it. It doesn't have any big nasty hinges in it anywhere. I mean, there is a little bit right there, and a couple on this side, but not something they still couldn't work around. And then this adds here that has some good polish on this side right here, and I think it's this side here is pretty ground pretty good, which most of your used ads will always be ground on the sides. And then I was throwing this in just for material basically, and to try and fill the box up the whole way. That Broken Smith is from the Big Sea of Dirt. This preform here is from the Big Sea of Dirt. And I picked most of these because of material or quality wise. This little Dixon is from the Sea of Dirt, and it just has that little bit of shoulder nicked off right there. And then this little bitty side notch, which it's just missing that little corner off on that side. And it's a pretty nice little point too. And I don't get to hunt the big sea of dirt hardly anymore. So what else have I forgot? Now, this beat up creek pooter, I was just throwing it in, like I said, fill up the box, and it has a cool bullseye in it. And then this point here, which I pulled out of my main creek case up there. And this one come out of a case too. And so did that one there. But I found this one here way before YouTube, way before filming. It is a cool little point. Some awesome material. Some awesome Just City chert. And actually, the really cool thing about it is this little tiny corner right here is where it changes material from being like your banded Just City chert to your conglomeratic. And you don't hardly find them two mixed together. So, that's it right there. A giveaway to just say thank you to everybody and to kind of like keep an original tradition going here. You know, years ago when we started doing giveaways or sharing back and forth with each other on here, it used to happen a lot more. And I always try my best to make sure I fill the box. So, if you just leave a comment on there that you want in, you'll be put in. I'll put everybody in a systematic order. I don't have no favoritism of anything, especially people, really. I mean, I've said something like before, well, this may be a favorite, and that's a favorite. But how can you have a favorite when everything is a favorite? So, I'm really not a person that holds favoritism. So, there's nothing like that. And I have a jug down here somewhere. There it is, and this is what I'll use. I'll get my niece to help me. Has a bunch of pennies in it with numbers already on them. If there's more than, I think I got like 70 numbers in here. If there's more people than that, I'll just add more pennies. And I'll have my niece, Mika, pick it out. Or Annabelle. One of the two. So there's that. And, I was going to do these videos separately, but I'm just going to throw them together real quick. These are some points that I'm going to offer up for sale again. I've dropped the price on some of them. I threw a couple in there I didn't have in before. And, you know, that's the thing. What people do with what is theirs, that's their business. It's nobody else's business. You know, it's not a normal thing for me to, like, just sell everything I find. I don't do that. I don't like to do that. But just because of my budget, sometimes I have things where my budget doesn't take care of all of it. So I have to accommodate. And this is it right here. I had some guy here a couple weeks ago on Facebook told me that I'd get online and beg for money. I thought, man, you are stupid. But this is a really nice Etley here. It is missing this ear, but that's ancient damage. You can see the mineral deposits in it. Not a needle tip, but it is a nice tip. And I'd take $150 for it. Here's another little Smetley type point. I'm pretty sure this ear gone on that side is ancient damage. This little nick right here, I can't say for certain. I have magnified it a bunch, and it's just hard to tell if it's from field damage or if it was from them. but still a nice point. And I'll take 125 for it. I mean, it's not very big. This is a crying shame. And I can't say for certain if that's from the dozer or what, but it definitely wasn't from me. I rarely touch points, so I use a wiggle pick. I mean, you do once in a while, but most of the time when you touch a point, you hear it. You know it. Hear that sound? I know that sounds so well by wiggle pick. So does hook. This thing would be phenomenal. This would be a $300-400 arrowhead if that wasn't in there. So I'm going to put it at 125. This one here is a really nice Etley out of the Big C. Made nice grade, Just City chert. Has some nice banding in it. And I want 150 for it. There's another nicely banded Just City chert point from the property. Here's Anciently Gone. And I'll take 125 for it. Now this point here, I've always called it just an oddly made Kirk. Where it come from out in the Big C is usually where you only find Kirks. And it never has any Etleys. A couple other people have called it an Etley, but it doesn't have Etley flaking. Somebody calling my phone, I'll just have to wait. And it's a really nicely made Burlington point. It has an obtuse tip. It's not broke anywhere. And I mean, it's almost 4 inches. I think it's like 3 7/8, just short of 4. So I think 200 is a really good price on that. And over here I have these Smiths. This here I can't say if it was done by the dozer. It wasn't by me. There is no mineral deposits on it. But still a nice Smith. Nice and thin. Nicely made. Have that one. And this one right here. And this one, it has 3 different flake scars in there. 3 different scars. And that one right in there has a little bit of mineral deposit in there. But both of those, either one, I'll take 75 for. Now, this Sedalia, this tip, that's ancient damage. This is over 4 inches. Would have been close to 4 and probably 3/8 or better if it had a tip on it. It does have a fresh chip right here. You can see that. But I'm pretty sure that was from the dozer. It's a nicely thin made point. And I'll take 125 on it too. Now this is more of a Nebo hilt than a Sedalia. Has a little bit of median ridge on both sides. But this thing is a 4 5/8. And I've had it up to like 350. Has this killer little granular quartz pocket here in it. And I think 200 still is a really good fair price on that. And the only reason I'm looking to move some of these, like I said, is I have some things going on right now in my budget that it can't handle, and they're things that I need to get taken care of. This here's a real nice Sedalia. It was found on film back in the end of 2013. And when I first found this, a lot of people wanted to call it something else. And that tip is just barely missing. And I'm pretty sure, because we've had a lot from the property, I mean, I could show you pictures all day long where it's either a Nebo Hill, and especially Sedalias, where they're missing just a little bit of a tip. Now, I'll have a video out sometime this winter, but these are projectile points. These were buffalo killers, is what they were. That's all they were made for, was to harvest buffalo, nothing else. You ain't gonna chuck a little point like that at a buffalo and take it down. It's gonna take Sedalias, Nebo Hills, big projectile points, thrown like on a javelin type spear, dart, even with an atlatl. What makes it a javelin, it's just they're tapered at each end. And this one here, I can't let go of it for any less than 150. So, oh, and this axe, which is actually a pretty nice axe, but I did not find this. It's not a personal find, but you can tell on this chip right here in the bit as to how that color change goes that all the way through. I mean, through here where it's black, it's broke black. Over here where it's some more grayish green, it's still the grayish green. This guy owes me $1,000. Now, of course, that's not what I want for the axe. If it wasn't chipped in the bit and it was a personal find, I'd ask a lot more. So I think $175 for any axe is a pretty good price. But like I said, I did not find this. These little bitty pits in it have great iron ore deposits in it. So I'm pretty sure this is pretty old. So there's the deal. A giveaway and a few points to try and pass along. And I'm just going to leave it at that, or otherwise I will talk forever. And, you know, if you're one of those 6 people that have a box coming in, you know who you are. If you comment and you win, that's your box, okay? Otherwise, you don't have to, and I'll get you a box this year with a necklace, of course. That's just how I like to do things. Like I said, I've never really sent out very many boxes without having a necklace in it. That is just something that I started on my own. I did on my own because I'm that way. I don't need to explain any other part to it. So I hope everybody has a great week. And it's supposed to rain towards the end of the week, so I'll probably wait till one of those days in the afternoon, get one of my nieces to help me do the drawing, and we're just going to record it like normal. I don't hold favoritism towards, I don't hold any kind of favoritism whatsoever. I mean, I don't even have a favorite point, really. I mean, I could say, yeah, that over there is a favorite, or that's a favorite. But you can't have a favorite when you can pick 100 things and say that's the same thing, that's a favorite. That's just not favoritism. And I'm the same way with people. So, with all that being said, hope everybody has a great week. If you want in, get in. If you want to buy, just holler. Sorry about the terrible inside lighting. Later.